Hello everyone, my name is Ekuegan, you call me EK. I stream daily at twitch.tv/Ekuegan. Here's my setup for the Titan Arc 3.0. I will probably be changing this a bit in the future, but this is what I like running for now. I actually been running Massive Catch Crashes and Legendary Dares and stuff with it, and I've been enjoying it. It's almost similar to the Hunter where like, if you move a lot, you're going to survive. If you kind of stand still, you're probably going to get waxed. Depending on your playstyle, right? You may want to use the taller barricade, the smaller barricade. That doesn't matter much. But let's just go through it. I am using Hard Inmost Light. If you don't know what the Hard Inmost Light does, I'm actually not going to keep you tied up into this video and give you an entire breakdown of it. I have a video that's just a breakdown of Hard Inmost Light, all right? If you're on my YouTube and you subscribe, just type in Hard Inmost Light. That video should show up. Now, Hard Inmost Light, in conclusion, is it allows you to have ability regen, your class ability, your grenade, your melee. It's one of those like neutral exotics that works really well. And you may see me use something like I Have Another World on my Warlock or something like that, or like Frosty's on a Hunter, right? Something that kind of like gives you a flow of your abilities back, so then you can chain them better. So that's why Hard Inmost is here. But the cool thing about Hard Inmost is not just your regen, it's also how much damage you're going to be getting out of this. Normally I can get 100, but right now I can't, which is fine. But the primary thing here is to focus on resilience and discipline, all right? Getting that grenade back, having your wall, being able to chain at least 2 of them, okay? When it comes to the melee, you're going to see here, for my wall, I'm using the rally barricade. It takes about 32 seconds. Someone may tell you to use thrusters because you can get it back faster. It is only 2 seconds. And if you're using Hard Inmost Light, I don't think you have to worry about that. Same thing here. Like if you're running a tower barricade and you like using it because you like using it for cover, that 40 seconds is not like that 10 seconds in between is not going to be that big of a difference. And in between these two is only 8 seconds. All right. My jump is catapult lift. I am running Thunder Crash. I generally don't run Fist of Havoc that much. My shoulder charge is the Seismic Strike. Some may run Ballistic Slam. Some may run Thunderclap. Thunderclap is cool, but I feel like it takes a bit to charge up, and I don't want to stand there, okay? Now, with Seismic Strike, another neat thing about this is if I damage a target, it blinds enemies around them, right? Which is another way to kind of like, oh, I'm going to go hit this target, but I know that I have like some kind of way out, all right? So when you blind things, they can't really shoot at you, which is really nice. Now, while you're amplified, that radius is actually bigger. I don't know by how much, but normally Bungie likes to go from like 15 meters to about 20 meters. So I'm just guessing that. I don't really want to test that. Maybe at some point I will. Now, the dash is also nice because with Seismic Strike, you can use it for movement, all right? You can kind of get in and out of, a lot of things, okay? So, like, this is not just like, I want to use, the thruster just to randomly, like, move to the side and get my stuff back. With the Seismic Strike, you can kind of use it to get around as well. So, once again, it is your playstyle. You can choose whatever melee you like here, okay? I like that because it also brings in blinding. When it comes to grenades, I'm running Storm Grenade, and a lot of people are going to tell you the cooldown for Storm Grenades compared to others are pretty wild, right? Most other grenades are, I think the one that maybe like less will be with Flashbang and Arc Bolt. No, okay, Flashbang is probably the lowest one. The rest are a little bit longer. Now, the neat thing about running Storm Grenade here is that I'm running Touch of Thunder, all right? So for Storm Grenades with Touch of Thunder, after detonating, it creates a Roman thundercloud that tracks nearby targets and firebolts at lightning at foes beneath it. So this thing is like a little mini cloud that actually like goes around looking for enemies to kind of like jazzercise, all right? I'm going to be pairing this together with the ability to jolt, for basically having my grenade jolt. Now, you're going to be like, EK, why aren't you using line grenades? Because I feel like in most instances, unless I have a wall or something to kind of like put my my line grenade on, it's not going to work that well. But with Storm Grenades, it's awesome, especially if you are using Hard Inmost Light and you get that times 2. This is one of the main things that I'm using here. And it's just neat because you get that enhanced functionality. The next thing is Knockout, right? For Knockout, I don't even need to have a full melee charge. If I punch something, it basically, especially like if I critically wound a target or if I break their shield, right, it infuses my melee attack with arc energy. It also increases my melee range and damage for a short time, right? I may need to do this if I put up a shield to punch something, All right. So who knows? Now, if I defeat targets with my melee while it starts health regen and it makes me amplify. So here's another way to kind of amplify, right? We're putting that together with also like blindness stuff with the seismic strike melee. And then when we come down here, I'm running sparks of feedback. Taking melee damage briefly increases my outgoing melee damage. Meaning if I take, if I get meleeed and I start spraying and I hit something, I'm probably going to have this up. Another neat thing to pay attention to is while you're playing, you can actually see this this show up on your screen. It's going to say spark of feedback. Like it lets you know as well. Pairing this with spark of resistance is really nice. And spark of resistance, the game will also show you that it's like active right there. If you're around combatants, it's going to tell you like, hey, this is up. While you're surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage. That's another neat thing. So you're basically like building a tank titan here. And I'm going to add on to this with some of the mods on my gear in a second. Now, I spoke about Spark or Shock, but basically my arc grenades jolt in targets. So that means my storm grenade not only moves around, but it gets to jolt a target, which is going to chain it to nearby enemies. Last but not least, I make it to where my lingering arc grenades, right, have extended duration. That means that grenade that's going around is going to be there for a little bit longer. All right, that means it's going to be jolting a few more things. So that's what I have here. Once again, this is not like some crazy end game build. This is just like, I want to have fun in Destiny. I want to run around. I want to punch stuff. I want to heal. I want to see stuff chain around. If I am going to use this arc setup probably in the GM ever, I'm probably going to be pairing that with what I put on my class item, and I'll show that in a second here. But I'm also going to be running Aeons. I wouldn't be running harder Inmost Light as much as I want to because I feel like heavy ammo is more consistent when you have someone with Aeons on the team. All right, now when it comes to gear, I'm running Ashes to Acid on my helmet, right? That allows me to gain my super energy, especially if I know that I'm going to be getting my storm grenade a bunch and it's going to be shredding through enemies. So having two of these is actually really nice. When it comes to my gloves, you can kind of mess around with gloves and use whatever. I'm running grenade kickstart. When my grenade is fully expended, I gain grenade energy. Now, do you really need this? You don't. This is just a filler. So if I'm going into an activity that has champions, this is probably not going to be here, right? But this will be elemental charge. Become charged with light by picking up an elemental well. Now, having the elemental well here to make me charge with light, I now get to run elemental ordnance because I know that my grenade is going to be doing damage pretty well, and it's going to be proccing a lot. I know that I can probably make a bunch of elemental wells. And if I pick that up, I'm charged with light. So defeat a command with a grenade spawns an elemental well that matches your subclass type. So having this here goes with the second thing. Now, if we're looking at my foot, I have on Striking Light. Striking Light is something similar that I had on my Hunter. While charged with light, defeating combatants with melee damage spawns one orb of power. You can probably run a sword if you want to as well, right? Like a chain reaction arc sword. With Unrelenting, you never know. That may be really good. Once you make the orb, it does consume one stack of your charge with light. You gain damage resistance against combatant while sprinting. All right, so now a lot of this is built around resistance. That means that you're running, you're punching things, you're chaining your barricade, you're throwing your grenade, and you're consistently moving. Arc is about movement and just being free, right? So this is something that's there as well. You feel like you're about to get in trouble, start running, all right? Because you're going to get that bit of damage resistance as well. For my leg armor, I'm not a huge fan of scavengers. Sometimes I use them, but most of the time I don't trust them, especially if I'm running Aeons. So Envig is here. It reduces melee cooldown every time I pick up an orb of power, so I have those two there. For my class item, there's what I was talking about. So Thunder's Retort, it grants bonus arc super damage if cast while critically wounded. So I know a lot of people are tied to that one chest piece, right? The cuirass, right? The fallen star, the one that like doubles your damage. So Thunder's Retort gives you 30%. So you're missing out about 20% damage, but you're missing out 20% damage, but you're also able to change your abilities and kind of crank up damage in the room, okay? So this is something that I have on here. I paired that up with Amped Up. Amped Up means you get to stay amplified longer. That means when you do proc being amplified, that timer actually goes up a bit more. So in this law sector here, this is not even like a master or legend law sector. I just want to show some of the abilities. So like, boom, you can see on my screen, you see empowered. And once again, if you need to know exactly what empowerment means, there's going to be a video on my YouTube breaking this down. All right. Now you see how that storm grenade is still there, and it waited for the next group to come up, and it also took out that next group. this is a nice thing to have. And you can see that I basically have my my barricade back already, right? So now if I run around and I'm oh, I missed my shoulder charge. Who would have thought? Right? I melee. I put up my grenade. My grenade just shreds everything. Then I move on to the next one. So if you're, let's say next week is Arc for Strikes, for example, and you're running strikes and you put this on, I don't think you're going to have any issues kind of like surviving. Look at that jolt, though. Look how far that is. Grenade is back. Put in my grenade. I'm moving. I'm moving. I should pay attention to my health. I'm waiting for those guys to shoot me while I'm moving. There's not much being dealt to my health either. So, see you later. All right, now we have the boss here, right? Ooh, he's mad. All right, let's hit him with a grenade. Let's see how it goes. That grenade seems weak, right? Pretty weak. Could be better. But yeah, this whole setup is about just chaining abilities, being able to just like throw grenades, make yourself elemental wells, get charged with light, and then just keep going. That's about it. When the season progresses, I think I'm gonna probably have another video up with Aeons, but currently this is it. All right. So if you're out there, you just want like a beginner's just Arc 3.0 build that you can have fun with, this is it. If you have any questions or any comments, you can always leave them in the comment section. If you want to get to me right away, I do stream live every day. So tomorrow we're going to be on front page again because I'm a Twitch ambassador this year. There's going to be a lot of people in there. But if you want to come hang out, definitely come do it. Don't forget to join the Discord if you want to become a member of the community. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you very much. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Deuces.